Secretariat, you are recognized.
Good morning, everyone. For the record, this opening of bids is conducted pursuant to Section 58 and 59 of the IRR of RA 12009. Also, this opening of bids is video recorded and live streamed in our official YouTube channel in compliance with Section 38 of the same IRR and DPWH DEO number 6 series of 2024. Mr. Chair, you may begin.
Thank you. The opening of bids for the following procurement is from the ID numbers 26IG 0009, 26IG 0010, 26IG 0011, 26IG 0012, 26IG 0013, 26IG 0014, 26IG 0015, 26IG 0016, and 26IG 0017 is hereby called to order. Time is 9:15. December 17, 2025, bidding room, procurement building, this office. Secretariat, please conduct the roll call.
Yes, Mr. Chair. So as a matter of procedure, please respond with present and raise your hand once your name is called to acknowledge your attendance and to determine whether a quorum is established. First, for the Bids and Awards Committee, we have the Chairperson, Mr. Mark Luis B. Sampilo.
Present.
The Vice Chairperson, Engineer Delphine L. Oy Jr. Regular members, Engineer Rinaldo P. Dacera, Engineer Edwin K. Lansar, and Engineer Bini V. C. Urapa.
Present.
We also have two provisional members, Engineer Abilina D. Mulabola
Present.
and Engineer Rene A. Yan.
Present.
For the technical working group, we have the head, Engineer Mike J. Pilola,
Present.
the assistant head, Engineer Jeffrey F. Ritana,
Present.
members, Engineer Karen Joy G. Ramos, and Engineer Sam Jan C. Catolico.
Present.
For the secretariat, yours truly, Engineer Emmanuel Marie Sacro. We have BACSEC member for Civil Works and Consulting Services, Engineer Noel A. Cornetes, and the procurement staff, Engineer Azilem Dacera, Miss Maria de Vivian A. Loreto, Mrs. Remedios B. Ginguni, Mr. Mark Anthony Aberilla, and Mr. Carlos E. Diaz. Also, Mr. Chair, for the information of everyone, the observers were duly notified in writing, but none attended in person, and there are no representatives from the bidders. So, Mr. Chair, for this opening of bids, 5 out of 7 members of the committee are present as of the roll call, hence a quorum is hereby declared. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. For the record, the BAC is a collegial body composed of 7 members in accordance with Section 42.2 and 42.3 of the IRR of RA 12009. A quorum consists at least 4 members, including the chairperson or, in his absence, the vice chairperson. And the decision of at least majority of those present at the meeting with the quorum shall be valid and binding as an act of the BAC. With the chairperson or the vice chairperson when presiding, voting only in case of a tie. The secretariat is directed to reflect all such decisions properly in the minutes, and the committee will follow the agenda indicated in the opening of bids notice. Secretariat, please read the agenda.
So, for this opening of bids, Mr. Chair, we have 5 agendas. Number 1, call to order. Number 2, the opening and preliminary examination of bids. Agenda 3, reading of bids and approved budget for the contract. Agenda 4, comments or reactions from bidders, BAC members, and observers. Last is adjournment. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. May I hear motion to adopt the agenda as read?
Motion to adopt the agenda as
Motion.
Any objection? There being no objection, the agenda is adopted. We now proceed to agenda 2. Before we open any bids, let us place on the record the status of bid submission. In accordance with the invitation to bid and bidding document, the period for submission of bids for this contracts ended at 9 a.m. today, December 17, 2025 at this venue. And the Bids and Awards Committee, through the Secretariat, received bids up to 9 a.m. as evidenced by the stamp received by the BAC Secretariat, indicating the date and exact time of receipt for all on behalf of the BAC. No bid submitted after 9 a.m. was accepted by the BAC. Any attempted late submission, if any, will merely be recorded in the minutes with the name of the bidder, its representative, and the time attempted submission. For the guidance of everyone, the procedure for Agenda 2 is as follows, consistent with sections 58 and 59 of the IRR of RA 12009 and DPWH Department Order 164 Series of 2025. Number 1, we will take up contracts one at a time. Number 2, for each contract, the Secretariat will report how many bids were received and from whom. The Secretariat will then open the bid box, retrieve the envelopes for the contract, and hand them to the TWG. And we will first open the first envelope, technical component of the bidders for that contract. Number 3, for the information of all prospective bidders, I will briefly explain how the Civil Works Application or the CWA will be used pursuant to Section 59 of the IRR of RA 12009 and DPWH DEO 164 Series of 2025. Number 1 is opening of the first envelope and manual eligibility check. After we open your first technical envelope, the BAC will conduct a preliminary examination of your eligibility technical documents using the non-discretionary pass-fail criteria in the bidding documents. And the manual checking is done so that the proceedings will be delayed. Electronic eligibility check using CWA. Simultaneously, the contract profile, the ABC per major category of work, quantities, and categories of work under the 164 will be encoded in the CWA by the BAC Secretariat. The CWA will electronically compare your recorded work experience and SLCC by the category of work and your legal and financial data, Philgips Platinum, licenses, ongoing contracts, and NFCC with the eligibility requirements of this specific project. And for bidders that are already enrolled in the CWA, if you submitted updated eligibility documents like new Philgips Platinum, updated SLCC or NFCC, updated list of ongoing contracts, etc., the BAC through its Secretariat will transmit certified true copies to the procurement service with a request for unlocking of the electronic eligibility result for the contracts where you have been participated. Your bid will be manually evaluated today, and if you pass, your second envelope will be opened. Once CWA is reprocessed, the electronic eligibility result will prevail over the manual evaluation. And if you are not yet enrolled in the CWA, the BAC will transmit your eligibility documents to the procurement service for your inclusion and encoding in the CWA and for issuance of an electronic eligibility result. Again, we will manually evaluate your eligibility today so as not to delay the opening of bids. However, the CWA result will ultimately govern. With CWA will finally determine, the CWA will confirm if you meet the work experience, SLCC, similar contract requirement based on the categories of work under DE 164, verify the validity of your legal documents, and automatically compute your FCC based on your encoded contracts. If the CWA later shows that the bidder does not meet the eligibility requirements, that the electronic result shall be adopted by the BAC in accordance with DO 164 and the IRR of RA 12009. And prospective bidders are therefore strongly advised to keep their CWA records updated and consistent with the original documents submitted in the bidding, like Philgips Platinum, SLCC, or ongoing contracts, EFS, NFCC, and licenses, as the CWA electronic eligibility result is controlling. We now take up contract ID number 26IG 0009. Secretariat, for the record, how many bids were received for this contract and from whom?
Yes, Mr. Chair. So the BAC through the Secretariat received the following bids for this contract. Only one bidder submitted their bids, namely Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation, submitted today at 8:52 a.m., Mr. Chair. No other bids were received for this contract.
Thank you. And for the record, these are the bid that will be open and subjected to preliminary examination for contract ID number 26IG 0009. Secretariat, please open the bid box and retrieve all bid envelopes for contract ID number 26IG 0009 and hand them to the TWG.
There, we confirm that the Nicholas corresponded to the papers in the provided by the Secretariat. For contract ID SIG 0009. It's a bidder. For this low bidder, there are two sales out of envelope. The remark as original of copy. Partially labeled with the bidder's name and the ID, and bearing the box of variance date and time received stamp.
Thank you. Secretariat, please project the checklist of eligibility and technical documents for contract ID number 26ID 0009 on screen. We will now open one bidder, the first envelopes, and conduct the preliminary eligibility and technical examination in accordance with Section 59 of the IRR of RA 12009 and DPWH DEO 164 series of 2025. PWG, please open the technical envelope, the bidder, announce the requirements and state check if submitted, and Secretariat kindly encode the record these findings in a checklist on screen.
For Victoria Development and Digital Store. First, technical envelope. And I see this is ID 00. Date of purchase illustration. Valid until March 3, 2026. Check. Years permit valid until December 1, 2025. Tax clearance valid until February 14, 2026. Valid financial statement. Valid tax until 2025. Income license valid until April 12, 2026. Statement of return of going. That expired in the of priority million contract. Check. And the civil audience to face the civil Check. Financial contracting capacity. Check. Security operations and factors of positional start for the contract. Check. Is the contractor's key personnel to present the contract. Their qualification data. Check. Contractors, building construction, and other collective insurance, the best and the classifications are equally. Based on contractor, minimum material testing equipment units, the best and the contractors. Continuous source statement, assign and totalize. How to support your relations and official relations. Assign and totalize. Chair, this chair is to the result of the sex. Chair. The chair for Victoria Development and Pictures for region. Respect to the first below for contract I only I will be able to rank. The documents submitted have been examined against the checklist of technical documents and found to be complete and invalid. Therefore, the document will recommends that the bidder be declared eligible and rated pass on the preliminary examination admits, subject to the result of the electronic eligibility check through the CWA.
Thank you, TWG. Your recommendation is duly noted and shall be taken up by the committee in its deliberation. For now, Secretariat, for the record, what is the status of the electronic eligibility check in the CWA application?
Mr. Chair, for this contract, electronic eligibility check using the civil works application is still on process. As of now, there are no results yet.
Thank you, Secretariat. We shall now continue with the opening on preliminary examination of the first envelopes for contract ID number 26IG 0010. Once this has been completed and if the CWA electronic eligibility results for this contract are still being processed, we shall proceed with the opening of the first envelopes of the next contract on today's agenda. We now take up contract ID number 26IG 0010. Secretariat, for the record, how many bids were received for this contract and from whom?
For this contract, Mr. Chair, the Secretariat received 3 bids, namely from BECM Construction, received today at 8:40 a.m. Escape Construction, received again today at 8:44 a.m. And Mass Construction and Construction Supply, received today at 8:51 a.m. No other bids received for this contract, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. For the record, these are the bids that will be open and subjected to preliminary examination for contract ID number 26IG 0010. Secretariat, please open the bid box and retrieve all bid envelopes for contract ID number 26IG 0010 and hand them to the technical working group. DWG, same procedure. You may now proceed.
For BCM Construction, technical proposal, contract ID 26IG 0010. certificate of purchase registration until August 5, 2026. Check. Again, certificate until March 5, 2014. We are permit until December 31, 2025. Tax clearance until July 8, 2026. Publication of safety filed by July 20, 2025. Liquor license filed until July 2, 2026. This filling and the claim of Google Earth completion contract. Similar to the contract in the okay.
Yes, sir. Belum bisa video. Bosan. Balik. Dengan ini apa tanda? Tanda video ini akan melakukan macam itu. Pasti begitu.
List of all ongoing government and private contracts, including contract awarded to traffic started. Next. Net financial traffic capacity. Check. Omnibus Board statement and authorized. Doctors, organizational chart for the contract. Check. List of contractors, key personnel to be assigned to the contract. Your qualification takes time. List of contractors, radio construction equipment, units to be assigned to the contract. Notify certifications of indemnity. Okay. List of contractors, minimum material testing. Laboratory equipment, units to be assigned to the contract. Notify certifications of indemnity. Board of Availability and Beneficial Ownership. Okay. Tertiary for basic infrastructure, respect to the place first envelope. Proposal ID 390010. The documents submitted have been examined against the checklist of technical documents and found to be complete and involunteer. The document recommends that the bidder be declared eligible and rated pass the preliminary examination of this, subject to the results on CWA.
Thank you, CWG. Your recommendation is duly noted and shall be taken up by the committee in the deliberation. In the meantime, please proceed to the next bidder until all first and below for these contracts have been opened and preliminarily examined.
For this escape construction, technical proposal for contract ID 390010. Certificate of business registration, valid until July 9, 2026. Okay. DPWH certificate, valid until July 26, 2029. DEO permit, valid until December 31, 2025. Clearance, valid until May 30, 2026. Audited financial statement, filed last September 30, 2025. Take up license, valid until March 9, 2025. Ongoing. Government and private. Contracts, building and started for project. People are this completed contract. It is similar to the contract with which. Check. This activity is during declaration. Final 2 hours. Net financial contracting capacity. Check. Factors was charged with the contract. Check. Yes, the contractors fee personnel to assign to the contract. Their qualification data. Check. Based on factors, civil construction, laboratory equipment units, design the contract. Both device certifications have to be valid. Yes, the contractors, minimum material testing equipment units, investment to the contract. For device verifications of availability. Omnibus one statement, signed and authorized. For disclosure of nations and official communication. Signed and authorized. Mr. Chair, it is Bay Construction with respect to its first envelope for contract ID to this legislative. The document submitted will be examined against the list of technical limits and found to be complete and in order. Therefore, the document will be recommends that the bidder be declared eligible and rated pass. And for the explanation needs subject to the results of CWA.
Thank you. CWG, your recommendation is duly noted and shall be taken up by the committee in its deliberation. In the meantime, please proceed to the next bidder.
For mass construction and option supply. First, envelope. Technical proposal, and this is IG 0010. Certificate of Building Association, valid until January 23, 2026. DPI certificate, valid until March 27, 2028. Years permit, valid until December 31, 2025. Tax clearance, valid until June 5, 2026. Audit statement, filed last March 21, 2025. Total license valid until August 15, 2027. Statement of all roles government and private restructure. Will be contracts and budget the tax collected. And statement of business single largest completed contract. Similar to the contract we did. And the securities, the external declaration, and then otherwise. Factors of constitutional charge for the contract. Check. Based on factors, figures related. They assign to the contract and the qualification data. Check. List of the factors, the major construction equipment units, they assign to the list of the factors, minimum material testing equipment units, they assign to the one. Only one story statement. Size and. Social statement, size and protocols. Then financial contracting capacity. Check. The chair for Past construction and construction supply. Respect to the first envelope for contract development. Documents submitted have been examined against the request of technical documents and found to be complete and in order. Therefore, the DPWH recommends that the bidder be declared eligible and ready pass the preliminary examination of which subject to the result of CWA.
Thank you, DPWH. Your recommendation is duly noted and shall be taken up by the committee in its deliberation. For the record, Secretariat, what is the status of the electronic eligibility check in the CWA?
Yes, Mr. Chair. So as of this time, we have already completed the electronic eligibility processing using the Civil Works applications for all contracts, Mr. Chair. So I have here the results for your signature and reference.
Thank you, and noted. Go back to contract ID number 26IG 0009. For the record, based on the CWA electronic eligibility check pursuant to DPWH DEO 164 series of 2025, the result for contract ID number 26IG 0009 are as follows. For Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation, pickup license valid until August 2, 2027. Work experience passed. NFCC passed this year, 2024. Mayor's permit valid until December 31, 2025. SEC valid until July 7, 2061. BIR tax clearance valid until February 14, 2026, and villages registration valid until March 3, 2026. Victoria Development and Ventures passed the CWA and eligible. For the record, the BAC has earlier the BAC TWG has earlier recommended that Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation be declared eligible and rated passed at the preliminary examination of its first envelope subject to the CWA electronic eligibility result now placed on the record. In view of the PWG's recommendation and the CWA electronic eligibility result, the matter is hereby referred to the committee for appropriate action. May I now hear a motion to adopt the findings and recommendation of the BAC PWG together with the CWA electronic eligibility result for the first envelope of Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation for contract ID number 26IG 0009. Any objection?
None.
There being no objection, the motion is carried. The BAC hereby adopts the findings and recommendation of the BAC TWG together with the CWA electronic eligibility result for the first envelope of Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation under contract ID number 26IG 0009. Accordingly, Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation is hereby declared eligible and rated passed at this stage of this contract, and its second envelope shall be opened under Agenda 3, together with those of other bidders who likewise been declared eligible and rated pass for this contract. Now we proceed to Agenda 3, reading of the bids and approved budget for the contract. For the record, under this agenda, the BAC shall only open the second envelope of the bidder or bidders whose first envelopes were declared passed under Agenda 2, including any bidder considered provisionally eligible in accordance with DPWH DEO 164 series of 2025. And as a matter of procedure for each contract onto this agenda, the BAC through the TWG will first open and preliminarily examine the second envelopes of all bidders declared eligible and rated pass at the preliminary examination of bids. And once second envelope has been opened by the BAC TWG and the financial proposal has been referred to the BAC chair, the said financial proposal shall remain on the same long table within the reach of the and clear view of the back chair until the preliminary examination of all secant envelopes for that contract has been completed. After all secant envelopes for a given contract have been opened and checked, the back chair shall then publicly read, and the back secretariat shall record the total bid prices as submitted and as indicated in the duly signed financial bid forms. In the same order, the bidders' financial envelopes were opened without prejudice to the result of the detailed bid evaluation. We shall now proceed per contract following the same order of the contracts taken up under Agenda 2. For contract ID number 26IG0009, the approved budget for the contract in Philippine peso, 34,298,599 pesos and 15 centavos only, inclusive of all applicable taxes. Secretariat, please state for the record which bidders were declared eligible and rated pass and whose secant envelopes will be opened for contract ID number 26IG0009.
Yes, Mr. Chair. So for this contract, the following bidder was declared eligible and rated pass during the preliminary examination of their technical envelopes, namely Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. We now proceed with the second envelope of Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation for contract ID number 26IG0009. DWG, please confirm that the envelope you are holding is the financial envelope of Victoria Development and its Ventures Corporation as identified by the Secretariat.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we can confirm that this is the legal envelope of Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation. With your permission, we will now open the financial envelope of Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation.
DWG, you may now open the financial envelope of Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation. Please conduct the preliminary check of the financial proposal and announce the presence or absence of the required financial documents. And Back Secretariat, kindly encode or mark the corresponding entries in the financial checklist on screen.
Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation, financial proposal. So contract ID which is MD0009. Financial bid form with independent validity. Check. Legal quantities, check. Data estimates, check. Accounts receivable by quarter and payment schedule, check. Mr. Chair, for Victoria Development and Ventures report, statement for financial result. The required financial documents have been opened and examined against the checklist of financial documents and found to be identified by subject to bid determination. We respectfully refer to the chair for the reading and the total bid price as indicated the duly signed financial report.
Thank you, DWG. For the record, I have now the financial proposal of Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation. Considering that all secant envelope for contract ID number 26IG0009 have been opened and preliminarily checked by the BAC DWG, and that the corresponding financial proposal have been referred to the chair and remain on the table within my reach and clear view, we shall now read into the total bid price as submitted and as indicated in the duly signed financial bid form. Total bid price of Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation, amount in words 34,265,600 pesos and 25 centavos only. Amount in figures 34,265,600 pesos and 25 centavos only. This bid price shall be reflected in the abstract of bids as read for contract ID number 26IG0009. And for the record, the figures we have read today are based on the financial bid form as submitted by the bidder. The BAC, through the DPWH, will subsequently conduct detailed bid evaluation, including arithmetical corrections and verification of consistency between the BOQ, detailed estimates, and the bid form, and will thereafter. We should now proceed to the next. The contract ID number 26IG0010. For the record, based on the CWA electronic eligibility check pursuant to DEO 164 series of 2025, the results for contract ID number 26IG0010 are as follows. For mass construction and supply, PCAB license valid until August 8, 2027. Work experience passed. NFCC passed. Mayor's permit valid until December 31, 2025. BTI valid until March 27, 2028. BAR tax clearance valid until June 5, 2026. PhilJets registration valid until January 26, 2026. For Escape Construction, PCAB license valid until April 12, 2026. Work experience passed. NFCC passed. Mayor's permit valid until December 31, 2025. DTI valid until July 26, 2029. BIR tax clearance valid until May 30, 2026. PhilJets registration valid until July 9, 2026. And for BECM construction, PCAB license valid until July 2, 2028. Work experience passed. NFCC passed. Mayor's permit valid until December 31, 2025. DTI valid until March 5, 2030. BIR tax clearance valid until July 8, 2026. And PhilJets registration valid until August 5, 2026. For the record, based on the CWA, all three bidders eligible and passed the CWA electronic eligibility check pursuant to DEO 164 series of 2025. And for the record, the BAC-DWG has earlier recommended that BECM construction, Escape construction, and mass construction and supply be declared eligible and rated passed at the preliminary examination of its first envelope subject to CWA electronic eligibility result now placed on the record. In view of the TWG's recommendation and the CWA electronic eligibility result, the matter is hereby referred to the committee for appropriate action. May I now hear a motion to adopt the findings and recommendations of BAC-TWG together with the CWA electronic eligibility result for the first envelopes of BECM construction, Escape construction, and mass construction and construction supply for contract ID number 26IG0010. Any objection? There being no objection, the motion is carried. The BAC hereby adopts the findings and recommendation of the BAC-TWG together with the CWA electronic eligibility result for the first envelopes of BECM construction, Escape construction, and mass construction supply under contract ID number 26IG0010. Accordingly, BECM construction, Escape construction, and mass construction and construction supply are hereby declared eligible and rated passed at this stage for this contract. Their second envelope shall be opened under Agenda 3 together with those other bidders. So likewise, we declared eligible and rated pass for this contract. With it. Same procedure. Their Agenda 3 for contract ID number 26IG0010. The approved budget for the contract in Philippine peso is 4,899,940 pesos and 85 centavos only, inclusive of all applicable taxes. Secretariat, please state that for the record, which bidders were declared eligible and rated passed, and whose second envelopes will be open for contract ID number 26IG0010.
Yes, Mr. Chair. So for this contract, the following bidders were declared eligible and rated pass. Specifically, their first envelope, namely BECM Construction, Ascape Construction, and Mass Construction and Construction Supply. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. We now proceed with the second envelope of BECM Construction for contract ID number 26IG0010. And DWG, please confirm that the envelope you are holding is the financial envelope of BECM Construction as identified by the Back Secretariat.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we confirm that this is the second envelope of BCM Construction. With your permission, we will now open the financial envelope of BCM Construction. BCM Construction, financial proposal. Financial report. Check. Legal quantities. Check. Legal estimate. Check. Cash flow by founder, unit schedule. The chair for sale construction. Financial envelope for non-ID society 010. Required financial documents have been opened and examined against the checklist for
I have now the financial proposal of BECM Construction. We now proceed with the second envelope of the next bidder, the Escape Construction. And DWG, please confirm the envelope you are holding is the financial envelope of Escape Construction.
Mr. Chair. Confirm that this is the second envelope of scale construction. With information, we will now open the financial envelope. Escape construction, from the proposal, contract ID to SG007. Financial bid form, under 20 days validity. Check. Legal quantities, check. Legal estimates, check. Cash flow by quarter and business schedule, check. Therefore, this state construction financial proposal, the required financial documents have been opened and examined against the checklist of financial documents and found to be complete and in order. Subject to detailed bid evaluation, we respectfully refer to the chair for the reading of the total bid price as indicated in the terms of financial.
For the record, I have now the financial proposal of Escape Construction. We now proceed to the next bidder. Second envelope of the next bidder, the mass construction and construction supply. DPWH, please confirm that the envelope you are holding is the financial envelope of mass construction and construction supply as identified by the Bank Secretariat.
Mr. Secretary, we confirm that it's a different below of mass construction and construction supply. With your permission, we will now open the financial envelope of mass construction and construction supply. Mass construction and construction supply, financial proposal, November ID. It's IG 007. Financial report. Check. Bill of quantities. Check. With estimates, check. Go by quarter payment schedule. The chair for mass construction and construction supply, and also proposal. The required financial documents have been opened and examined against the checklist. All financial documents and found to be complete and in order, subject to detailed bid evaluation. Respectfully refer to the chair for the grading of the total price as indicated in the duly signed financial.
For the record, I have now the financial proposal of mass construction and construction supply. Considering that all second envelopes for contract ID number 26IG0010 have now been opened and preliminarily checked by the BAC DPWH, and that the corresponding financial proposals have been referred to the chair and remain on the table within my reach and clear view, we shall now open into the record the total bid prices as submitted and as indicated in the duly signed financial bid forms. Total bid price of BSAM construction, amount in words, 4,897,879 pesos and 74 centavos only. Amount in figures, 4,897,879 pesos and 74 centavos only. Total bid price of Escape Construction, amount in words, 4,892,950 pesos only. Amount in figures, 4,892,950 pesos only. Total bid price of Mass Construction and Construction Supply, amount in words, 4,894,211 pesos and 5 centavos only. Amount in figures, 4,894,211 pesos and 5 centavos. These bid prices as read shall be reflected on the abstract of bids as read for contract ID number 26IG0010. And for the record, the figures we have read today are based on the financial bid form as submitted by the bidders. The BAC through the DPWH will subsequently conduct detailed bid evaluation, including arithmetical corrections and verification of consistency between BOQ, detailed estimates, and the bid form, and will thereafter rank the bids. We shall now proceed to the next contract. With contract ID number 26IG0011. Secretariat, for the record, how many bids received for this contract and from whom?
Yes, Mr. Chair, so for this contract, the BAC or the Secretariat only received one bid, namely from CNE Construction. It was received today at 8:49 a.m. No other bids were received, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. And for the record, these are the bids will be open and subjected to preliminary examination for contract ID number 26IG 0011. Secretariat, please open the bid box and retrieve all bid envelopes for contract ID number 26IG 0011 and hand them to the TWG. TWG, same procedure, you may now proceed.
So, training instruction. First below, for contract ID 0011. Training instruction, technical proposal. Trigger effective translation, check. Statement are all ongoing. That it started awarded government and private contracts. Okay. Statement of single arbitration contract is similar to the contract of the bid. Okay. Please appreciate. Please going consideration. Sign and notarize. Proceeding on chart for the contract. Check. List of key personnel to assign to the contract. With their qualification data. Check. List of major equipment units to assign to the contract. Check. List of minimum material testing equipment units to be assigned to the contract. By certification of eligibility. Check. Then financial contracting capacity. Check.
Materials testing. Materials testing.
List of minimum material testing. Check. Omnibus for statement, signed and notarized. For disclosure of relations and official ownership, signed and notarized. The chair, CNA construction with respect to first below. For contract ID is IT 0011. The document submitted and been examined against the checklist of total documents and found to be complete and in order. Therefore, the backdated edition recommends that the bidder be declared eligible and rated pass. The preliminary examination of its subject to the result of CWA.
Thank you, the DWG. Your recommendation is duly noted and shall be taken up by the committee in its deliberation. For the record, based on the CWA electronic eligibility result pursuant to DEO 164 series of 2025, the results for contract ID number 26IG 0011 as follows. CNA Construction, pickup license valid until June 6, 2027. Work experience passed. NFCC passed. Mayor's permit valid until December 31, 2025. DTI valid until February 4, 2029. BIR tax clearance valid until January 28, 2026. And PhilGIPS registration valid until March 25, 2026. And for the record, CNA Construction passed and eligible in the electronic CWA electronic eligibility. And for the record, the BAC TWG has earlier recommended that CNA Construction be declared eligible and rated pass at the preliminary examination of its first envelope subject to the CWA electronic eligibility result now placed on the record. In view of the TWG's recommendation and CWA electronic eligibility result, the matter is hereby referred to the committee for appropriate action. Now, may I hear a motion to adopt the findings and recommendation of the BAC TWG together with the CWA electronic eligibility result for the first envelope of CNE Construction for contract ID number 26IG0011.
So that finding of the second motion.
Any objection? There being no objection, the motion is carried. The BAC hereby adopts the findings and recommendation of the BAC TWG with the CWA electronic eligibility result for the first envelope of CNE Construction under contract ID number 26IG0011. Accordingly, CNE Construction is hereby declared eligible and rated passed at this stage for this contract. Its second envelope shall be opened under Agenda 3. Now proceed to Agenda 3, same procedure. For contract ID number 26IG0011, the approved budget for the contract in Philippine peso is 34,299,818 pesos and 64 centavos only, inclusive of all applicable taxes. Secretariat, for the record, please state the bidders that were declared eligible and rated pass and whose second envelope will be open for contract ID number IG0011.
So for this contract, Mr. Chair, it is only CNA Construction who submit their bid and was declared eligible and rated pass during the preliminary examination of their technical envelope. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. We now proceed with the second envelope of CNA Construction for contract ID number 26IG0011. TWG, please confirm that the envelope you are holding is the financial envelope of CNA Construction as identified by the Secretariat.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we confirm. Thank you, permission. We will now open the financial envelope of CNA Construction.
TWG, we now open the financial envelope of CNA Construction. Same procedure.
CNA Construction financial proposal. Financial report. 150 days bid validity. Check. Bill of quantities, check. Detail estimates, check. Cash flow reporter bill schedule. The chair for CNA Construction, signal information. The required financial documents have been opened and examined the constituents of financial documents found to be complete and in order, subject to the evaluation. We respectfully refer to the chair for the reading of the total bid price as indicated in the duly signed financial.
Thank you, TWG. For the record, I have now the financial proposal of CNA Construction. And considering that all financial envelopes for contract ID number 26IG0011 have now been opened and preliminarily checked by the BAC TWG, and that the corresponding financial proposal have been referred to the chair and remain on the table within my reach and clear view, we shall now read into the record the total bid price as submitted and as indicated in the duly signed financial bid form. Total bid price of CNA Construction, amount in words, 34,267,860 pesos only. Amount in figures, 34,267,860 pesos only. This bid price as read shall be reflected in the abstract of bids as read for contract ID number 26IG0011. And same procedure, the back DPWH will subsequently conduct detailed bid evaluation, including arithmetical corrections and verification of consistency between the BOQ, detailed estimates, and the bid form. We shall now proceed to the next contract with contract ID number 26IG0011. And no, correction, 26IG0012. Secretariat, for the record, how many bids were received for this contract and from whom?
Yes, Mr. Chair. So for contract ID 26IG0012, the Secretariat received two bids, namely from BECM Construction, received today at 8:40 a.m. and Escape Construction received again today at 8:44 a.m. and no other bids were received for this contract, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. For the record, these are the bids that will be open and subjected to preliminary examination for contract ID number 26IG0012. Secretariat, please open the bid box and retrieve all bid envelopes for contract ID number 26IG0012 and hand them to the TWG. TWG, same procedure. You may now proceed.
For this action, typical proposal, open the ID to this IG 0012. Certificate of business registration of current 10,5 individuals. Check. Certificate valid until March 2030. Mayor's permit valid until December 2025. Tax levels valid until July 8, 2026. Prior tax July 20, 2025. DPWH valid until July 2, 2026. This security declaration. I am no question. Yes, the one involving government and private contracts, involving contracts of other departments. Statement of single largest complaint contract. With regard to the contract to the bid. Check. And financial funding capacity. Check. Only was one statement. I of course, the additional charge of the contract. Check. Yes, the contractor state personnel to the assigned to the contract. The qualification check. Check. contractors building construction equipment units to be assigned with the contract. What advice specifications are available? This, the contractors minimum material system, the mandatory equipment units to be assigned to the contract. What advice specifications are available? One of the targets of eligibility, and beneficial ownership. Final and authorized. Mr. Chair, USA Construction, respect to its first below for contract ID which is LG 0712. The documents found to be complete and in order. Inform the copies of DPWH recommends that the bidder declare the eligible and rating funds the preliminary examination of the for the contract CWH.
Thank you, TWG. Your recommendation is duly noted and shall be taken up by the committee in its deliberation. In the meantime, please proceed to the next bidder until all first envelopes for this contract have been opened and preliminarily examined.
For SSK Construction. Technical proposal, the contract ID is 0012. Escape construction, technical proposal. Certificate of registration, check. DPI certificate, check. Payers permit, check. Tax clearance, check. Audited financial statement, check. Pickup license. Statement of all ongoing government and private contracts, which are awarded the public expression. Statement of single largest completed contracts. Similar to the contract to the check. Bid securities, bid security implementation. Signed and proposed. Factors of the signal chart for the contract, check. List of the factors, key personnel to be assigned to the contract. With their qualification data. Check. List of the factors, equipment, case to the contract. Check. List of the factors, minimum material testing equipment case to the contract. Go to guys, application area for them. Only go to statement, sign and the contract. Once most information, only go to share ownership. Sign the contract. Which means Then financial contracting capacity. Ten. Tertiary construction, respect to the first develop. The contract ID which is identified as well. The documents submitted have been sa amin and found to be complete at every term. The board of applicable recommends that the bidder be declared eligible and credit pass during the next evaluation. It's subject to the result from CWA.
Thank you, DPWH. Your recommendation is well noted and shall be taken up by the committee on its deliberation. For the record, based on the CWA electronic eligibility check pursuant to DEO 164 series of 2025, the results for contract ID number 26IG0012 are as follows. For BECM construction, pickup license valid until July 2, 2028. Work experience passed, NFCC passed. Mayor's permit valid until December 31, 2025. DTI valid until March 5, 2030. BIR tax clearance valid until July 8, 2026. And Philgis registration valid until August 5, 2026. And for Escape Construction, ECAP license valid until April 12, 2026. Work experience passed. NFCC passed. Mayor's permit valid until December 31, 2025. DTI valid until July 26, 2029. PIR tax clearance valid until May 30, 2026. And Philgis registration valid until July 9, 2026. So, Escape Construction and BECM Construction both passed and eligible and passed in the CWA electronic eligibility processing. For the record, the BAC DWG has earlier recommended that BSCM Construction and Escape Construction be declared eligible and rated passed at the preliminary examination of its first envelope subject to the CWA electronic eligibility result now placed on the record. In view of the DWG's recommendation and the CWA electronic eligibility result, the matter is hereby referred to the committee for appropriate action. May I now hear a motion to adopt the findings and recommendation of the BAC DWG together with the CWA electronic eligibility result for the first envelope of BECM Construction and Escape Construction for contract ID number 26IG0012. Any objection?
None.
There being no objection, the motion is carried. The BAC hereby adopts the findings and recommendation of the BAC DWG together with the CWA electronic eligibility result for the first envelope of BECM Construction and Escape Construction under contract ID number 26IG0012. Accordingly, BECM Construction and Escape Construction are hereby declared eligible and rated pass at this stage for this contract. Their financial or second envelope shall be opened under Agenda 3. Proceed to Agenda 3, same procedure. For contract ID number 26IG0012, the approved budget for the contract in Philippine peso is 4,949,880 pesos 69 centavos, only inclusive of all applicable taxes. Secretariat, please state for the record which bidders were declared eligible and rated passed and whose second envelopes will be open for contract ID number 26IG0012.
Yes, Mr. Chair. So for this contract, the following bidders were declared eligible and rated pass during the preliminary examination of their first envelopes, namely BECM Construction and Escape Construction. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. We now proceed with the second envelope of BECM Construction for contract ID number 26IG0012. TWG, please confirm that the envelope you are holding is the financial envelope of BECM Construction as identified by the Secretariat.
Here we confirm your information. We will now open the financial envelope of BSA Construction.
DWG, you may now open the financial envelope of BECM Construction. Same procedure.
So BSA Construction, second envelope, financial proposal. Financial report. Check. Bill of quantities. Check. Bill of estimates. Check. Cash flow by quarter and previous period. Check. Prepare for BSA construction. You can develop the financial proposal. Record financial documents of the consignment and found to be complete and in order, subject to the total evaluation. We respectfully refer to the chair for the reading of the total good price.
For the record, I have now the financial proposal of BECM Construction. We now proceed with the second envelope of the next bidder, the Escape Construction, for contract ID number 26IG0012 and DWG. Please confirm that the envelope you are holding is the financial envelope of Escape Construction.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we confirm and with your permission, we will now open the financial envelope of Business Street Construction.
DWG, we now open a financial envelope of Escape Construction. Same procedure.
Escape Construction financial proposal. Financial report, 150 days to keep validity. Check. Bill of quantities. Check. Bill of estimates. Check. Cash flow by quarter of student schedule. Check. Structure for construction. Check out work. For contract ID says 0012. The required financial documents have been compliant and examined against the checklist and found to be complete by the budget, subject to the evaluation. The people will refer to the chair for the reading of the total bid price.
Thank you, DWG. For the record, I have now the financial proposal of Escape Construction. Considering that all second envelopes for contract ID number 26IG0012 have now been opened and preliminarily checked by the back DWG, and that the corresponding financial proposals have been referred to the chair and remain on the table within my reach and clear view, we shall now read into that record the total bid prices as submitted and as indicated in the duly signed financial bid forms. Total bid price of BECM Construction, amount in words, 4,947,436 pesos and 4 centavos only. Amount in figures, 4,947,436 pesos and 4 centavos only. Total bid price of Escape Construction, amount in words, 4,943,400 pesos and 50 centavos only. Amount in figures, 4,943,400 pesos and 50 centavos only. These bid prices, as read, shall be reflected in the abstract of bids as read for contract ID number 26IG0012. And for the record, the figures we have read today are based on the financial bid form as submitted by the bidders. The BAC through the TWG will subsequently conduct detailed bid evaluation, including arithmetical corrections and verification of consistency between WQ, detailed estimates, and bid form, and will thereafter rank the bids. We shall now proceed to the next contract with contract ID number 26IG0013. And Secretariat, for the record, how many bids were received for this contract and from whom?
Yes, Mr. Chair. So for this contract, the bank through the Secretariat received 3 bids, namely from BECM Construction, received today at 8:40 a.m. and Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation, received again today at 8:52 a.m. No other bids were received for this contract, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. For the record, these are the bids that will be opened and subjected to preliminary examination for contract ID number 26 ID 0013. Secretariat, please open the bid box and retrieve all bid envelopes for contract ID number 26 ID 0013 and hand them to the technical working group. PWG, same procedure. You may now proceed.
So this is construction, there's three. Contact ID 0013.
Tapos dito sa ano.
With security with security operation, sign and notarize. Based upon the following government and private contracts, for agreements awarded but not yet started. Check. Statement of single or additional printed contract. It is similar to the contract that we did. Check. Next, financial contracting capacity. Check. Omnibus warrant statement, signed and notarized. Additional chart for the contract. Check. List of contractors, field personnel to be assigned to the contract. With their qualification data. Check. List of contractors with the construction equipment units to be assigned to the contract. Supported by certification of accessibility. Check. List of contractors, minimum material testing equipment units to be assigned to the contract. Supported by certification of accessibility. First, sworn affidavit of eligibility. And beneficial of the street. Signed and notarized. Technical proposal. For contract ID, this is I'm using the 13. The document submitted and examined against the checklist. Found to be complete and in order, therefore the company recommends that the bidder be declared eligible and everything passed. The preliminary examination will be subject to the results of the meeting.
Thank you, DWG. Your recommendation is duly noted and shall be taken up by the committee on its deliberation. In the meantime, please proceed to the next bidder until all first envelopes for this contract have been opened and preliminarily examined.
Second bidder, Victoria Development and Boosters. You're still below. So contact ID is only 0013. Victoria Development, and Teachers Association. Capital Proposal. Certificate of registration, check. Use permit, check. Transparency, check. Holiday financial statement, check. Statement of ongoing government and private contracts. Really hope. Awarding without discussion. Check. Statement of single largest public contract with similar to the contract to be. Check. Then financial contracting capacity. Check. Real securities, real security regulations, and factors of organizational chart from the contract. Check. List of contractors, key personnel, assigned to the contract. The qualification data. Check. List of contractors, civil construction, equipment units, to be assigned to the contract. To realize the contribution of academic. List of contractors. Minimum material testing equipment units to be assigned to the contract. To realize the contribution of academic. Only was for statement, signed and authorized. For disclosure of relations, the official ownership, signed and authorized. With this general relationship, check. The chair, Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation, with respect to its technical proposal. So, contract agreement society, the documents submitted to be examined against the checklist and found to be complete and in order. The report back to DPWH recommends that the bidder declares the obligation and get it passed. The preliminary examination of it subject to the result of CWA.
Thank you, TWG. Your recommendation is duly noted and shall be taken up by the committee in its deliberation. For the record, based on the CWA electronic eligibility check pursuant to DEO 164 series of 2025, the results for contract ID number 26IG0013 are as follows. For ECM construction, pickup license valid until July 2, 2028. Work experience passed. NFCC passed. Mayor's permit valid until December 31, 2025. DTI valid until March 5, 2030. PIR tax clearance valid until July 8, 2026. And PhilGIPS registration valid until August 5, 2026. For Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation, pickup license valid until August 2, 2027. Work experience passed. NFCC passed. Mayor's permit valid until December 31, 2025. DTI or SEC valid until July 7, 2061. PIR tax clearance valid until February 14, 2026. And PhilGIPS registration valid until March 3, 2026. For the record, both Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation and BECM Construction eligible and passed the CAA electronic eligibility processing. And for the record, the BAC PWG as earlier recommended that BECM Construction and Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation be declared eligible and rated passed at the preliminary examination of its first envelope, subject to the CAA electronic eligibility result now placed on the record. In view of the TWG's recommendation and the CAA electronic eligibility result, the matter is hereby referred to the Committee for Appropriate Action. May I now hear a motion to adopt the findings and recommendation of the BAC TWG together with the CAA electronic eligibility result for first envelopes of BECM Construction and Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation for contract ID number 26IG0013. Any objection?
None, Mr. Chair.
There being no objection, the motion is carried. The BAC hereby adopts the findings and recommendations of the BAC PWG together with the CAA electronic eligibility result for the first envelopes of BECM Construction and Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation under contract ID number 26IG0013. Accordingly, BECM Construction and Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation are hereby declared eligible and rated pass at this stage for this contract. Their second envelope will be open under Agenda 3. Now proceed to Agenda 3, same procedure. For contract ID number 26IG0013, the approved budget for the contract in Philippine peso is 4,949,526 pesos and 45 centavos, only inclusive of all applicable taxes. Secretariat, please state for the record which bidders were declared eligible and rated pass and whose second envelopes will be open for contract ID number 26IG0013.
Yes, Mr. Chair. So for this contract, the following bidders were declared eligible and rated pass during the preliminary examination of their technical envelopes, namely BSCM Construction and Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. We now proceed with the second envelope of BECM Construction for contract ID number 26IG0013. TWG, please confirm that the envelope you are holding is the financial envelope of BECM Construction as identified by the Secretariat.
Sotero, we confirm with your permission, we will now open the envelope for this
TWG, you may now open the financial envelope of BECM Construction. Same procedure.
BSCM Construction, financial proposal, financial report. It is Chair. Detailed estimates, Chair. As for the quarter payment schedule, Chair. Chair, PSA construction, financial Abuyog. The required financial documents have been opened and signed by the witness. The funds to be completed and ordered. To the chair for the reading of the total bid price. Financial.
Thank you, DWG. For the record, I have now the financial proposal of BECF Construction. We now proceed with the second envelope of the next bidder, the Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation, for contract ID number 26IG 0013. TWG, please confirm that the envelope you are holding is the financial envelope of Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation as identified by the Secretariat.
Please confirm to the chair. Your donation will be open the financial envelope of Victoria Development and Ventures.
DWG, we now open the financial envelope of Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation. Same procedure.
Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation, you shall propose. National Control, availability is being validated. Check. Data qualities, check. Data estimates, check. Cost flow required for the payment schedule, check. The chair, Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation, financial proposal. Required financial documents have been listed and examined against the checklist, found to be complete and in order, subject to date of the resolution. We are speaking directly to the chair for the reading of the total documents in the duly signed financial report.
Thank you, TWG. For the record, I have now the financial proposal of Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation. Considering that all second envelopes for contract ID number 26IG 0013 have now been opened and preliminarily checked by the BAC TWG, and that the corresponding financial proposals have been referred to the chair and remain on the table within my reach and clear view, we shall now read into the record the total bid prices as submitted and as indicated in the duly signed financial bid forms. Total bid prices, bid price of BECM Construction, amount in words 4,947,055 pesos and 65 centavos only. Amount in figures 4,947,055 pesos and 65 centavos only. Total bid price of Victoria Development and Ventures Corporation, amount in words 4,943,526 pesos and 45 centavos only. Amount in figures 4,943,526 pesos and 45 centavos only. These bid prices as read shall be reflected in the abstract of bids as read for contract ID number 26IG 0013. And for the record, the figures we have read today are based on the financial bid form as submitted by the bidders. The BAC to the TWG will subsequently conduct detailed bid evaluation and including arithmetical corrections and verification of consistency between BOQ, detailed estimates, bid form, and will thereafter rank the bids. We shall now proceed to the next contract with contract ID number 26IG 0014. Okay. Back Secretariat.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
How many
so
bids were received for this contract and from whom?
For this contract, the Secretariat received only one bid from Buildtron Construction Corporation, received today at 8:23 a.m. No other bids received for this contract, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. For the record, these are the bids that will be opened and subjected to preliminary examination for contract ID number 26IG 0014. Secretariat, please open the bid box and retrieve all bid envelopes for contract ID number 26IG 0014 and hand them to the technical working group. TWG, same procedure. You may now proceed.
For Wiltron Construction Corporation. Technical person for the facility, this is IG 0014. Wilton Construction Corporation. Technical proposal. Certificate of Privilege Illustration. Check. Statement of all ongoing government and private construction contracts, including contracts awarded that have started. Check. Statement of single and base contract is similar to the contract with the paid securities based manipulation, signed and authorized. Factors of the additional charge for the contract. Check. List of contractors, pay personnel, development of the contract. The qualification data. Check. List of contractors, major construction equipment units, to the end of the contract. So she has a certification of other than that. List of contractors, minimum material testing units. Assigned to the contract, sorted by certifications of the omnibus or statement, signed and authorized. Sworn disclosure regulations, beneficial ownership. Signed and authorized. Amended articles of the corporation. General information sheet. Check. Net financial constructive capacity. Check. The chair for Wilton Construction Corporation with respect to its first bill for contract ID 0014. Documents submitted have been examined and Mr. Chief Test found to be complete and illegal. The report of TWG recommends that the bidder be declared eligible and rated pass subject to submission and subject to the results of CWG.
Thank you, DPWH. Your recommendation is duly noted and shall be taken up by the committee in its deliberation. For the record, based on the CWA electronic eligibility check pursuant to the 0164 series of 2025, the result for contract ID number 26IG0014, we have a loan bidder, the Beltron Construction Corporation, pickup license valid until August 18, 2026. Work experience passed, NFCC passed, mayor's permit valid until December 31, 2025. SEC valid until November 13, 2069. BIR tax clearance valid until May 28, 2026, and PhilJIPS registration valid until June 19, 2026. Beltron Construction Corporation eligible and passed the electronic eligibility processing. And for the record, the TWG has earlier recommended that Beltron Construction Corporation be declared eligible and rated passed at the preliminary examination of its first envelope, subject to CWA electronic eligibility result, and now placed on the record. In view of the TWG's recommendation and the CWA electronic eligibility result, the matter is hereby referred to the committee for appropriate action. May I now hear a motion to adopt the findings and recommendation of the BAC TWG together with the CWA electronic eligibility result for the first envelope of Beltron Construction Corporation for contract ID number 26IG0014.
The chair will commission adopt the findings of the DPWH Leyte.
Any objection? There being no objection, the motion is carried. The BAC hereby adopts the findings and recommendation of the BAC TWG together with the CWA electronic eligibility result for the first envelope of Beltron Construction Corporation under contract ID number 26IG0014, and accordingly, Beltron Construction Corporation is hereby declared eligible and passed and rated passed at this stage for this contract. Its second envelope shall be opened under Agenda 3. We now proceed to Agenda 3. Same procedure. For contract ID number 26IG0014, the approved budget for the contract in Philippine peso is 24,221,639 pesos and 47 centavos only, inclusive of all applicable taxes. Secretariat, please state for the record which bidder or bidders were declared eligible and rated passed and whose second envelope or envelopes will be opened for contract ID number 26IG0014.
Mr. Chair, for this contract ID, only one bidder declared eligible and passed. Beltron Construction Corporation.
Thank you. We now proceed with the second envelope of Beltron Construction Corporation for contract ID number 26IG0014. TWG, please confirm that the envelope you are holding is the financial envelope of Beltron Construction Corporation as identified by the Secretariat.
Yes, we confirm, Mr. Chair. With your permission, we will open the financial envelope of Beltron Construction Corporation.
TWG, you may now open the financial envelope of Beltron Construction Corporation. Same procedure.
Beltron Construction Corporation, financial proposal. Financial reform. Check. Bill of quantities, check. Future estimates, check. Cash flow, the quarter payment schedule, check. The chair for Beltron Construction Corporation, financial proposal for required financial documents and equipment and sound against express and found to be complete and in order, subject to the people with the wish. May respectfully refer to them for the reading The total good price is indicated on your side financial proposal.
For the record, I have now the financial proposal of Beltron Construction Corporation. Considering that all envelope for contract or envelopes for contract ID number 26IG0014 have now been opened and preliminarily checked by the BAC DPWH, and that the corresponding financial proposals have been referred to the chair and remain on the table within my reach and clear view, we shall now read into the record the total bid price as submitted and as indicated in the duly signed financial bid forms. Total bid price of Beltron Construction Corporation, amount in words, 24,191,600 pesos and 76 centavos only. Amount in figures, 24,191,600 pesos and 76 centavos only. This bid price as read shall be reflected in the abstract of bids as read for the contract ID number 26IG0014. And for the record, the figure we have read today are based on the financial bid form of the as submitted by the bidder. The BAC through the TWG will subsequently conduct detailed bid evaluation, including arithmetical corrections and verification of consistency between BOQ, detailed estimates, and bid form. We shall now proceed to the next contract with contract ID number 26IG0015. And Secretariat, for the record, how many bids were received for this contract and from whom?
For this contract, Mr. Chair, the Secretariat received only one bid from IRT Builders, received today at 8:54 a.m. No other bids were received for this contract.
Thank you. For the record, these are the bids that will be open and subjected to preliminary examination for contract ID number 26IG0015. Secretariat, please open the bid box and retrieve all bid envelopes for contract ID number 26IG0015 and hand them to the technical working group. TWG, same procedure, we may now proceed.
There for IRT members or below, technical proposal. For contract ID is 015. IRT builders, technical proposal. Here the project solicitation, check. Guys, we should okay, check. Years permit. Check. Clearance. Only the proposal contains the provide. Audited financial statement. 5 plus the received before. Pickup license. Namin ang November 9, 2025. CC, check. Security space verification.
Mr. Chair, may I be recognized.
Secretariat, you are recognized.
In the interest of time, Mr. Chair, may I request the back to continue the opening and we will just have a working lunch so that the opening of which will be finished as soon as possible.
Okay with the committee? We will have a working lunch.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Please, water equipment units, it does have been confirmed. Please, available material testing, water equipment units, it does have been confirmed. With the obligation for the development.
Omnibus.
Source statement, check. Visual search check. Drawing of the database of the UK and invitation number 6. Check. Tertiary for IRT builders. Strictly it's first below for IG of 0015. The documents submitted have been examined and been submitted. Technical documents. Our findings are as follows. The eligibility requirements, the submissions are with deficiency due to expired pickup license. And clearance. view of these findings, DPWH recommends that the bidder, the IRT builders, be declared ineligible as to the eligibility requirements for unrated fail for its first eligibility in the law. That the preliminary examination agrees due to non-compliance with the required technical documents subject to the results of the electronic eligibility check through the CWA.
Thank you, TWG. Your recommendation is duly noted and shall be taken up by the committee in its deliberation. For the record, based on the CWA electronic eligibility check pursuant to DEO 164 series of 2025, the result for contract ID number 26IG0015, and we have a loan bidder, the IRT Builders. Pickup license is in the DPWH registry is not valid. Pickup registration valid until November 9, 2025. Pickup registration valid until December 9, 2025. Pickup registration particulars is not valid. Work experience passed. NFCC passed. Mayor's permit valid until December 31, 2025. DTI valid until August 31, 2026. PIR tax clearance valid until July 31, 2026. And PhilGIPS registration valid until February 4, 2026. Based on the result of the electronic eligibility processing, IRT Builders is ineligible and due to expired pickup license. For the record, DPWH has earlier reported its findings on the first envelope of IRT Builders for contract ID number 26IG0015 and recommended that the bidder be declared ineligible and rated failed at the preliminary examination of bids in view of the documents submitted and examined against the checklist of technical documents. In view of the TWG's recommendation and the CWA electronic eligibility result now on the record, the matter is hereby referred to the committee for appropriate action. May I now hear a motion to adopt the findings and recommendations of the BAC TWG together with the CWA electronic eligibility result for the first envelope of IRT Builders for contract ID number 26IG0015. Any objection? There being no objection, the motion is carried out. The BAC is hereby adopts the findings and recommendations of the BAC TWG together with the CWA electronic eligibility result for the first envelope of IRT Builders under contract ID number 26IG0015. Accordingly, IRT Builders is hereby declared ineligible as to eligibility requirements and non-compliant as to the required technical documents, and thus this first envelope is rated failed at this stage for this contract. Its second envelope shall remain sealed and will no longer be opened. The BAC Secretariat is hereby directed to keep the said financial envelope in its custody for safekeeping and for any motion for reconsideration that may be filed.
Noted, Mr. Chair.
Based on the preliminary examination of the eligibility legal documents submitted and the electronic eligibility result of IRT Builders is found ineligible due to expired pickup license. For infrastructure projects, participations required a valid pickup license issued pursuant to contractor's license law. Hence, an expired pickup license means the bidder does not meet the legal eligibility requirement. Additionally, Contractors are required to maintain a valid and updated pickup license as part of the eligibility records in the PhilGIP's registry. Considering that only one bidder submitted a bid and the bidder has been declared ineligible, there are effectively no eligible bidders for this procurement. Under Section 64.1.1B of the IRR RA 12009, there shall be a failure of bidding when all bidders are declared ineligible. Accordingly, the BAC shall declare failure of bidding for construction of multi-purpose building, Barangay Zone 1, City of Baybay, Leyte, with contract ID number 26IG0015. And accordingly, may I hear motion to declare failure of bidding for contract ID number 26IG0015 pursuant to Section 64.1B of the IRR of RA 12009. The loan bidder have been declared ineligible due to an expired pickup license.
Motion to declare failure or and that conduct IC.
Any second? Any objection? There being no objection, the motion is carried. Thus, we declare a failure of bidding for contract ID number 26IG0015. Secretariat, please take note. We issue a back resolution.
Noted, Mr. Chair.
We will now proceed to the next contract with contract ID number 26IG0016. Secretariat, for the record, how many bids received for this contract and from whom?
Yes, Mr. Chair. So for the record, the Secretariat received 2 bids for this contract, namely from VRAC Enterprises Incorporated, received today at 8:50 a.m. and Fieldzon Construction received today at 8:51 a.m. No other bids were received for this contract, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. And for the record, these are the bids that will be opened and subjected to preliminary examination for contract ID number 26IG0016. And Secretariat, please open the bid box and retrieve all bid envelopes for contract ID number 26IG0016 and hand them to the technical working group. DWG, same procedure. You may now proceed.
Mr. Chair, for fill up the price to documented, first we do from one ID 16. Technical postal. The certificate appears to subscription. Yes. Based upon ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts already conducted started. Chair. Effect of the single largest competitive contract. Because we are in each other. That's all class to do. Basic declaration. Doctor, the original chart for the contract. Check. This the contractor's key personnel to be sent to the contract. Declare qualification data. Check. This the contractor's video construction equipment units to be sent to the contract. Particular specifications of the development partnership. Declare the development. This, the contractor's minimum material testing equipment units to be assigned to the contract, supported by certifications of the review. Now the certificate, signed and authorized. Omnibus bond statement, signed and authorized. Chair. From the government of music prepare, the initial ownership. Check. General information sheet. Check. The chair for the prices of respect to its first below, so from that ID, this is ID 006. Documents submitted, comment against the checklist, found to be complete and appropriate. Therefore, the DPWH recommends that the bidder be declared eligible and ready to pass the preliminary examination of bids, subject to the result of the check through the certificate.
Thank you, TWG. Your recommendation is duly noted and shall be taken up by the committee in its deliberation. In the meantime, please proceed to the next bidder until first envelopes for this contract have been opened and preliminarily examined.
For Pilsen Construction, technical proposal, for contract ID to this ID 016. Figuring out budget illustration, valid until May 14, 2026. DPI certificate, check. Mayor's permit, check. Tax clearance, check. Audited financial statement, check. Pickup license, check. Bid securities, bid security declaration, signed and authorized. Based on all ongoing government and private contract, condition tax present to carpet, check. Based on completed government and private contract. Based on single largest completed contracts. Similar to the is similar assigned to the contract. Their qualification data, check. List of contractors with conflicts to the contract. Check. For the certification and verification by question. List of contractors, minimum material testing, and the authorization is to be assigned to the contract. Supported by certifications of DPWH. Omnibus form statement. Regarding disclosure and non-conditions. Check. Judicial ownership, declaration. Check.
Please, for the institution.
Receipt, check. The chair for Pilsen Construction with respect to the first envelope for 192,692,016. The documents submitted have been examined against the checklist of the documents and found to be complete and in order. Therefore, the adopted individual recommends that the trigger be declared eligible and will pass the preliminary examination of this, subject to the results of the proving eligibility check through the CWF.
Thank you, DWG. Your recommendation is duly noted and shall be taken up by the committee in its deliberation. For the record, based on the CWA electronic eligibility check pursuant to DEO 164 series of 2025, the results for contract ID number 26IG0016 for PRAC Enterprises Incorporated, pickup license valid until February 11, 2028, work experience passed, NFCC passed, mayor's permit valid until December 31, 2025, SEC valid until February 5, 2068, BIR tax clearance valid until August 28, 2026, Philjips registration valid until September 26, 2026. For Pilsen Construction, pickup license valid until April 1, 2028, work experience passed, NFCC passed, mayor's permit valid until December 31, 2025, TTI, valid until January 19, 2027. BIR tax clearance, valid until February 20, 2026. And PhilJEPS registration, valid until May 14, 2026. Based on the result, BRAC Enterprises Incorporated and Philsan Construction both passed the electronic eligibility processing. For the record, the PAC PWG has earlier recommended that the BRAC Enterprises Incorporated and Philsan Construction be declared eligible and rated passed at the preliminary examination of first envelope subject to CW electronic eligibility result now placed on the record. In view of the TWG's recommendation and the CWA electronic eligibility result, the matter is hereby referred to the committee for appropriate action. May I now hear a motion to adopt the findings and recommendation of the BAC TWG together with the CWA electronic eligibility result for the first envelopes of BRAC Enterprises Incorporated and Philsan Construction for contract ID number 26IG 0016.
Mr. Chair, the motion to adopt the recommendation of the PWG and result of the
Second motion.
Any objection?
None, Mr. Chair.
There being no objection, the motion is carried. The BAC hereby adopts the findings and recommendation of the BAC PWG together with the CWA electronic eligibility result for the first envelopes of BRAC Enterprises Incorporated and Philsan Construction under contract ID number 26IG 0016. Accordingly, BRAC Enterprises Incorporated and Philsan Construction are hereby declared eligible and rated passed at this stage for this contract. Their second envelope shall be opened under Agenda 3. We'll now proceed to Agenda 3. Same procedure for contract ID number 26IG 0016. The approved budget for the contract in Philippine peso is 28,616,918 pesos and 96 centavos only, inclusive of all applicable taxes. Secretariat, please state for the record which bidders were declared eligible and passed and rated passed, and whose second envelopes will be opened for contract ID number 26IG 0016.
Yes, Mr. Chair, for this contract ID 26ID 0016, after the preliminary examination, there are two bidders who are declared passed and declared eligible and rated passed. Their names are BRAC Enterprises Incorporated and Philsan Construction.
Thank you. We now proceed with the second envelope of BRAC Enterprises Incorporated for contract ID number 26IG 0016. TWG, please confirm that the envelope we are holding is the financial envelope of BRAC Enterprises Incorporated as identified by the Secretariat.
Yes, to confirm, Mr. Chair. With your permission, we will now open the financial envelope of BRAC Enterprises Incorporated.
TWG, we now open the financial envelope of BRAC Enterprises Incorporated. Same procedure.
BRAC Enterprises Incorporated. Financial proposal. Financial report. 120 days bid validity. F. Bill of quantities, Chair. It estimates cash flow by quarter and payment schedule. Check. Chair for BRAC Enterprises Incorporated. Second, for the financial envelope. The required financial documents have been opened and examined and found to be complete and in order, subject to date of bid evaluation. We respectfully refer to the reading of the total returns as indicated on the duly signed financial bill.
For the record, I have now the financial proposal of BRAC Enterprises Incorporated. We now proceed with the second envelope of the next bidder, the Philsan Construction, for contract ID number 26IG 0016. and PWG. Please confirm that the envelope you are holding is the financial envelope of Philsan Construction as identified by the back secretariat.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Confirm. With your permission, we will now open the financial envelope of Philsan Construction.
PWG will now open the financial envelope of Philsan Construction. Same procedure.
Philsan Construction, financial proposal. Financial bid form. And liquidated duty. Chair. Bill of quantities, Chair. Bill estimate, Chair. Cash flow by total payment schedule. Mr. Chair. For Philsan Construction. Financial proposal, the required financial documents have been opened and examined, found to be complete and subject to detailed revision. We respectfully refer to the chair for the reading of the total price as indicated in the duly signed financial.
Thank you, TWG. For the record, I have now the financial envelope of Philsan Construction. Considering that all second envelopes for contract ID numbers 26IG0016 have now been opened and preliminarily checked by the back PWG, and that the corresponding financial proposals have been referred to the chair and remain on the table within my reach and clear view, we shall now read into the record the total bid prices as submitted and as indicated in the duly signed financial bid forms. Total bid price of BRAC Enterprises amount in words 28,586,018 pesos and 96 centavos only. Amount in figures 28,586,918 pesos and 96 centavos only. Total bid price of Philsan Construction amount in words 28,610,383 pesos and 92 centavos only. Amount in figures 28,610,383 pesos and 92 centavos only. These bid prices as read shall be reflected in the abstract of bids as read for contract ID number 26IG0016. For the record, the figures we have read today are based on the financial bid form as submitted by the bidders, and the back through the TWG will subsequently conduct detailed bid evaluation, including arithmetical corrections, verification of consistency between the BOQ, detailed estimates, and bid form, and will thereafter rank the bids. We shall now proceed to the last contract with contract ID number 26IG0017. Secretariat, for the record, how many bids we received for this contract and from whom?
For the record, Mr. Chair, the Secretariat received 2 bids for this contract from JA Achacuso Enterprises and General Services received today at 8:52 a.m. and Philsan Construction received today at 8:51 a.m. No other bids were received, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. For the record, these are the bids that will be opened and subjected to preliminary examination for contract ID number 26IG0017. Secretariat, please open the bid box and retrieve all bid envelopes for contract ID number 26IG0017 and hand them to the technical working group. TWG, same procedure. You may now proceed.
JA Achacuso. technical proposal for ID was NT 0078. Certificate of Privilege Association, valid until November 26, 2026. DPI certificate, check. DEO permit, check. Taxpayer, check. Audited financial statement, check. Income license, check. Statement of single largest prospective company, check. Statement of all of the government private contracts, check. Need security, need security declaration, line of action comments. Factors, organizational chart for the contract. List of contractors, key personnel, assigned by contract. Check. The qualification data. Yes, the factors, major construction and development units, the times and the contract. Authorized information of government. Based on the factors, equipment, which. This minimum material testing equipment units. This to the proposed contract. Omnibus form statement. For disclosure of relations, on the official ownership. Side of the documents. Like financial working capacity. And Sotero, J and Sapuso, the prices and general services. Just speak to the first below for the ID IGs 017. Found to be complete and in order. Therefore, the DPWH recommends that the bidder be declared eligible and should pass on the preliminary certification of bids, subject to the results of the current eligibility check or the CW.
Thank you, DWG. Your recommendation is duly noted and shall be taken up by the committee in its deliberation. And in the meantime, please proceed to the next bidder until all first envelopes for this contract have been opened and preliminarily examined.
Hillside Construction. Technical proposal. Certificate of Administration, check. PI certificate, check. Layers permit, check. Tax clearance, check. Audited financial statement, check. Income license, check. Based upon ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts and projects that have been started, check. List statement of singular discompleted contracts which are similar in each. So, then financial contracting capacity, check. Bid securities, bid securing declaration, signed and published. Factors, the decisional chart of the contract, check. List of contractors, pay personnel to the center of the contract, check. The proliferation data. List of contractors, major equipment unit, leads to the contract. Notifies the division of the list of contractors, minimum material costing, equipment unit to the side of the contract. Notifies the division of the disclosure and notification. I have the knowledge. Judicial membership declaration. I have not announced. For the government of the national membership. And how many votes for statement? This is the fixed. And the chair for Pelusan Construction, respect to its technical proposal for contract with society 017, documents which examined, found to be complete and in order. Therefore, DPWH recommends that the bidder be declared eligible and written pass of the preliminary submission of which, subject to the results of the electronic eligibility check through the CWA.
Thank you, DWG. Your recommendation is duly noted and shall be taken up by the committee in its deliberation. For the record, based on the CWA electronic eligibility check pursuant to DEO 164 series of 2025, the results for contract ID number 26IG0017 for GE Achaposo Enterprises and General Services, pickup license valid until August 5, 2026. Work experience passed. NNCC passed. Mayor's permit valid until December 31, 2025. DTI valid until April 6, 2028. PIR tax clearance valid until May 14, 2026. And Philjips registration valid until November 26, 2026. For Philsan Construction, pickup license valid until April 1, 2028. Work experience passed. NFCC passed. Mayor's permit valid until December 31, 2025. GTI valid until January 19, 2027. BIR tax clearance valid until February 20, 2026, and PhilJEP's registration valid until May 14, 2026. Based on the CWA electronic eligibility result, G. Achacoso and Enterprises and General Services and Pilsen Construction both passed the electronic eligibility processing of the CWA. And for the record, the BAC TWG has earlier recommended that GE Achacoso Enterprises and General Services and Pilsen Construction be declared eligible and rated passed at the preliminary examination of their first envelope subject to CWA electronic eligibility result now placed on the record. In view of the TWG's recommendation and the CWA electronic eligibility result, the matter is hereby referred to the Committee for Appropriate Action. May I now hear a motion to adopt the findings and recommendation of the BAC TWG together with the CWA electronic eligibility result for the first envelopes of JA Achacoso Enterprises and General Services and Pilsen Construction for contract ID number 26IG0017.
Motion to adopt findings and recommendations of external auditing, procedures.
Any objection?
None, Mr.
There
Chair.
being no objection, the motion is carried. The BAC hereby adopts the findings and recommendation of the BAC TWG together with the CWA electronic eligibility result for the first envelopes of JA Achacoso Enterprises and General Services and Pilsen Construction under contract ID number 26IG0017. Accordingly, JA Achacoso Enterprises and General Services and Pilsen Construction are hereby declared eligible and rated passed at this stage for this contract. Their second envelope shall be opened under Agenda 3. We now proceed to Agenda 3. For contract ID number 26IG0017, the approved budget for the contract in Philippine peso is 29,398,000 pesos and 52 centavos only, inclusive of all applicable taxes. Secretariat, please state for the record which bidders were declared eligible and rated passed and whose second envelopes will be opened for contract ID number 26ID0017.
So for this contract, Mr. Chair, the following bidders were declared eligible and rated pass during the preliminary examination of their technical envelope, namely JA Achacoso Enterprises and General Services and Pilsen Construction. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. We now proceed with the second envelope of JA Achacoso Enterprises and General Services for contract ID number 26IG0017 and TWG. Please confirm that the envelope you are holding is the financial envelope of JA Achacoso Enterprises and General Services as identified by the Secretariat.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we confirm. With your permission, we will open the financial envelope of JA Achacoso Enterprises and General Services.
TWG, you may now open the financial envelope of JA Achacoso Enterprises and General Services. Same procedure.
For JA Achacoso Enterprises and General Services, financial proposal. Financial report, 120 days of validity. Okay. Dealer quantities, check. Detail estimates, check. Impossible by quarter and doing schedule, check. The chair for JA Achacoso Enterprises and General Services. Financial proposal, being open and examined, and found to be complete and in order, subject to detailed evaluation. Where is stipulated from the chair for the security of the total enterprise indicated in the dual design financial report.
For the record, I have now the financial proposal of JA Achacoso Enterprises and General Services. We now proceed with the second envelope of the next bidder, the Pilsen Construction for contract ID number 26IG0017 and TWG. Please confirm that the envelope you are holding is the financial envelope of Pilsen Construction as identified by the Secretariat.
Please confirm, Mr. Chair. With your permission, we will now open the financial bid of our Philzan Construction. Philzan Construction, financial proposal, financial bid form. Check. Dealer quantities, check. Detailed estimates, check. Cash flow and quarter payment schedule, check. Picture for Philzan Construction, financial proposal, documents have been opened and examined, found to be complete and order, subject to date of bid evaluation. Strictly, we refer to the chair for the reading of the total bid price as indicated in the duly signed financial bid form.
Thank you, DWG. For the record, I have now the financial proposal of Philzan Construction. And considering that all second envelopes for contract ID number 26IG0017 have now been opened and preliminarily checked by the BAC TWG, and that the corresponding financial proposals have been referred to the chair, remain on the table within my reach and clear view, we shall now read into the record the total bid prices as submitted and as indicated in the duly signed financial bid forms. Total bid price of JA Achacoso Enterprises and General Services, amount in words, 29,367,000 pesos only. Amount in figures, 29,367,000 pesos only. Total bid price of Philzan Construction, amount in words, 29,391,469 pesos and 21 centavos only. Amount in figures, 29,391,469 pesos and 21 centavos only. These bid prices as read shall be reflected in the abstract of bids as read for contract ID number 26IG0017. And for the record, the figures we have read today are based on the financial bid form as submitted by the bidders. The BAC through the TWG will subsequently conduct detailed bid evaluation, including arithmetical corrections and verifications of consistency between BOQ, detailed estimates, and bid form, and will thereafter rank the bids. We now proceed to Agenda 4. We open the floor to any participating bidder, observers, or the BAC members who wishes to place on the record any comment, clarification, or observation regarding the opening of bids and preliminary examination conducted today. Kindly state your name, firm, agency, and contract ID which your comment refers, and BAC Secretariat kindly take note on the record for minutes purposes any comments, reactions raised.
Mr. Chair, for the record, there are no observers, representatives from the bidders currently in person, and there are no questions also raised online. So if you have any comments or suggestions, they may send to our official email. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Secretariat. There being no further comments or reactions, Agenda 4 is hereby closed. Now we proceed to Agenda 5. There being no other matters for discussion, may I hear a motion to adjourn this opening of bids? Any objection? There being no objection, this opening of bids is adjourned at 12:15, December 17, 2025.
Thank you.